Hey, it's a local spotlight show here at WJBM Studios in Jerseyville, Illinois, the voice of the Tri-Counties. I am Chris Lorton. I'm your host today. And with me, I have a good friend, known each other for quite a while, Jim Nanny. Welcome, Jim.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Now, Jim, you are a physician's assistant. So what are your titles? Are you like PA? Is that?
Yes.
Jim Nanny, PA?
Jim Nanny, PAC, yes.
PAC.
C for certified.
All right. And how long have you been a physician's assistant?
I graduated from St. Louis University in 1998.
All right.
With my physician assistant.
Now, did you grow up around Jersey?
I grew up over in Florissant, over in Blackjack, Missouri.
Blackjack, Missouri.
Hazelwood East High School for anybody from St. Louis. That's the only way you'll know me. But everybody from St. Louis will know me as soon as I say that. So Hazelwood East, class of 79.
Yes. Well, how was that going to Hazelwood East? Did you like it?
Oh, I loved it.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Good school?
Yep.
Now, did you participate in athletics and stuff? Did you?
I was on the wrestling team. I was on the track team, the cross country team. I dabbled a little bit in football, but I wasn't a very big guy, so I didn't get very far in that.
And besides being a physician's assistant, which you work out of Bunker Hill.
Correct.
What's the name of the place you work?
So I work for Southern Illinois Healthcare Foundation, Bunker Hill Family Practice.
I see. And you're the lead physician there?
Yes, I'm the family practice provider in Bunker Hill.
I see. And you work there full time?
Monday through Friday, with the late night on Tuesdays.
Okay. Now, you are you a family man?
Oh, absolutely.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Family man. Married to Karen.
Karen,
Leinster Maker.
We married in December we've been married for a year this past December 28th.
Good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you were married to Judy.
Correct.
And how long ago did Judy pass away?
She passed away, it'll be 5 years this September.
I remember she used to coach volleyball.
Correct.
When I was coaching basketball at St. Francis.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. She coached volleyball. I was the scorekeeper for the volleyball team.
That's
I
right.
did that for a lot of years.
Yeah. That is cool. Now, how did she pass away? What did she get?
She had fought off cancer. And then, of all things, she picked up an infection off of one of our horses that we had.
No kidding.
And it was quite sudden, completely unexpected, and hard to pin down because the bacteria was actually a horse pathogen, and just humans and horse pathogens are not supposed to mix, and so it just wasn't. It was just a bad time. So you go to school, you're a physician's assistant, you're Bunker Hill. Where did you start off at as far as once you got out of college and graduated from St. Louis U? So I actually started off, I wanted to be a writer, believe it or not. I have a bachelor's in English was my first degree.
Okay.
I wanted to be Stephen King, of all things, right? So that doesn't pay bills very well. So I went into sales. So as I was in sales, I moved up to pharmaceutical sales from restaurant sales, and sold to and called on physicians in this area quite a bit, Illini Medical among all of them. Doing that for as long as I did, I discovered that I really kind of wanted to do more, and ventured into practicing. I went to school. Illini Medical took me in the first year that I had graduated. I became a physician assistant. A great deal of it was that we had struck up a friendship and had an arrangement for going to school, graduating, and coming back there to practice. And so I did that for a while. Loved being in family practice, loved being in rural medicine.
Yeah.
And so I did a short stint back again as a pharmaceutical rep for a couple of years, and then actually took a job at Boyd Hospital up in Carrollton for a number of years.
Really?
Worked in their clinics and their emergency room for 5 or 6 years. Was approached by Southern Illinois Healthcare Foundation to open up an office that they were wanting to start up in Bunker Hill. And so I took that position, and I've been there ever since. I'll be starting my 18th year there June 1st.
Wow, time flies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you graduated from high school, you said before we started, in 1979.
Yes.
Yeah. You don't look that old.
Yeah, the math works, though.
And a lot of people will know you as a bodybuilder. You've done bodybuilding, been competing since how long?
So my first show, let me back up. My brother, who's 4 years younger than me, he started in bodybuilding competition, and he was probably the dominant teenager in the Midwest.
Really?
For 3 years.
Yeah.
And as he did it, I thought, well, I could do that.
Yeah. I got the same genetics.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Except he's much taller than I am. So we both started competing, and we won every title that Missouri had except for one, and we both took second place in that one. He won a couple of the big regionals, and I was the Missouri state champion 1987, I think.
Okay.
State champion for my weight class.
I'll be darned.
That was with a group called the NPC, the National Physique Committee, and that was the minor leagues for the bodybuilders that you see on all the magazines and things now. The Arnold Schwarzeneggers of that day, and the later Rodney Colemans, and all the guys that use all the steroids, the big monsters that you see in the magazines. The NPC was the farm league for that group.
I see. But you never did steroids.
I've never done steroids.
Right.
Ever.
And how do you compete? Nate, were you competing against guys that did steroids?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
you eventually encounter a ceiling. You're just not going to break through, because you either have to compromise.
You say because if you don't use steroids, you get a ceiling, or if you use
you just can't pick up the mass and the definition that a guy who's doing steroids can do. So you run into a situation where you either, I don't know, in my case, this is just the way I feel about it. I don't have an axe to grind with a person that uses steroids, but for me it was a matter of, do I compromise my personal integrity to use enhancements, or do I just keep trying to do what I can do? And the Missouri State Championship at my weight class was the ceiling that I was going to hit. I wound up in the overalls against a guy who, I bet he outweighed me by 50 pounds, and we were the same height.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to break through on that. I tried for a number of years, and part of it was just to see how far a guy with no drugs could go against some of the guys that have them, and I did all right. I mean, I did okay.
So what's your philosophy or technique as far as without using drugs, as far as bodybuilding goes?
Well, so I didn't even know there was such a thing. Judy and I were together at that time, and I just found natural bodybuilding. Never heard of such a thing.
Yeah.
Right. So I looked into it. I competed a couple times with a smaller group, and then I ran into a group called the International Natural Bodybuilding Association, the INBA, run by a man named Denny Kakos and his wife Diana Kakos out of California. And they had a contest in Chicago called the North American. I grew up a big pro wrestling fan.
Okay.
Right? St. Louis Wrestling at the Chase, Kiel Auditorium. Oh my God, that was what I did. Comic books and pro wrestling. So that was my venue into doing something like that was bodybuilding. So they had a title called the North American title. I thought, boy, that sounds a lot like a pro wrestling title. That sounds kind of cool. Let's go ahead and do that. So we did. I met the group, loved the group. They have the best group that rigorously tests their athletes for steroids. And I started competing with them in 2002, and that's the only organization I have ever competed in since.
Hey, if you're just joining us, I have Jim Nanny with me. He's a physician assistant. It's been one for, 20 years now, Jim? Physician's assistant?
Yeah, since 1998.
Yeah. And but also an avid natural bodybuilder. When you're bodybuilding, of course, you can't have a lot of extra fat on you, right?
Right.
So are you like on a certain diet all the time?
And constantly.
Constantly. And then as far as lifting, when you lift, do you do low reps, high reps, heavy weight? How do you do that?
So when I was young, I did what all young guys do, which was try to lift the entire building as much as I can.
Right.
That is just what every young guy does. It doesn't really translate well into bodybuilding. There's a few guys over at Jersey Fit that are going to compete in a show in August, and they're power lifters, but their genetics are just phenomenal. These guys are going to just light it up when we go out there in August. But by and large,
are they natural?
They are natural.
Okay.
My philosophy has changed since then, mostly because I'm old. The joints don't take the stress like they used to. And I just found it more effective to lift higher reps, less
weight?
time. No, well, as much weight as I can use in the higher rep
When you say
range.
reps, how much higher reps? What are you talking?
So typically, a lot of guys will do what they call an 8-6-4-2 back up to an 8. My opening rep range starts off between 20 and 30 when I start off with the weight. And you have to use a naturally lighter weight, but I'm still using as much weight as I can to accomplish.
To do 20 reps.
Yeah, if I'm doing 20 reps, I want that weight to be screaming at me at number 17, number 18, number 19 may not get there. 20 is definitely a struggle. So the weight is there. The reps are high. And then I continue to increase weight. I continue to push the reps, but my rest period currently right now is between 15 and 20 seconds between sets. So sets is a grouping of reps. You raise the weight, you go for another set, which is another, maybe you get 15 reps, maybe you get 10 reps. That constitutes a set. 15, 20 seconds, just enough time to change the weight, hit it again, till I've accomplished the number of sets that I want to hit for a muscle or an exercise, move on to the next one.
How many different lifts are in your repertoire that you do?
So currently I do a really high volume workout, probably more so than a lot of guys do, but it works for me. I will do 5 exercises for a large muscle group like chest and back and legs. I'll do 3 to 4 sets, or I'm sorry, not sets, 3 to 4 different movements for a smaller group like triceps and shoulders and biceps, varying the numbers of sets that I do per exercise. So for instance, I'll start off with legs and I'll do 5 different exercises and 5 sets per exercise for that large body group before I finish off. Mm-hmm. Back and chest are the same way.
How much time are we talking on a workout?
Oh, I've got it down to an hour and 15 to an hour and a half.
For just per day?
Per day.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do that usually in the morning or the afternoon?
I do it in the morning, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before you go to work?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I see.
That's the time of my day that I have that window basically doesn't open for anything else. Everybody's either asleep, there's nothing going on. Everything after 9 o'clock when I get to the clinic, the whole day can go sideways after that, and I have no control over it. But so that window of time is where I find it best.
How about the diet? What kind of a diet are you on?
So the diet now for me, again, because I've gotten old, my
Yeah.
carbohydrate requirement is not as much as it was. It's not as easy to shed as it used to be. So I'm on a primarily very high protein diet, 1 to 1.5, sometimes 2 grams per pound of body weight protein. I'll fill in the rest with vegetables. I'll try to avoid breads and things as much as I can. Every once in a while, you can skate off it a
Plenty
little
of
bit.
steak, though?
Oh, all kinds of steak.
Okay.
All kinds of steak. Bison, deer, steak, salmon, chicken, if it...
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah. I have no problem.
Hey, tell me a little bit about you and Colton Skinner.
Oh, Colton is awesome. So I met Colton through Karen. Now, I have a daughter who has cerebral palsy.
Okay.
So she's 30, she'll be 36 in May. They're actually twins. I have a son, he lives out here in Jerseyville. And his twin, my daughter, has cerebral palsy. So she's been in a wheelchair since birth, basically. So I met Colton through Karen, had an affinity for Colton because of Colton is in a wheelchair as well. Different disease state. My daughter has cerebral palsy. Colton has a thing called AT, which is a progressive neurologic disorder. It's ataxia telangiectasia. It's a genetic disorder, and Colton is awesome. He's great.
Yeah.
He wrote his book, Life's a Journey.
Yeah.
Well, we were at one of the world championships for our group out in San Francisco or Las Vegas, and our group has historically had a wheelchair handicap athlete platform. So we've done it for quite some time. Mm-hmm. And we were watching that show and kind of looked at each other, and Karen and I said, Colton could do that.
Yeah.
So we come back and we approached Colton and we said, hey, have you ever thought about competitive bodybuilding? We're convinced you could do it. And he said, oh, I don't think so. That's not my comfort zone. I'm thinking, you wrote a book called Life is a Journey. I mean, it's completely
There's
your
no
comfort
getting
zone.
out of it now.
So so we try it one time. Let's try it one time. If you don't like it, we don't do it. But we think you ought to try it. So we did. And we went to Tulsa 2 years ago. Went to Tulsa. Mm-hmm. He got up on stage. He got second place in his first show. He got Most Inspirational Athlete Award from our group.
That's cool.
They presented him with a plaque.
Yeah.
A couple of medals. And he got to pose on stage in front of a crowd who went crazy for him. And Colton has decided that the stage is his happy place.
Cool.
This guy is a performer. He loves applause. He works at the second show that he did. He posed as Sweet Caroline, had half the place standing up, everybody going crazy, and he was alive in the moment, and he can't wait for the next one.
Oh, that's cool.
The ripple effect is what is so awesome. So Denny starts a wheelchair division, gives kids with a handicap a chance to compete, and do that results in somebody who might have never have done anything like it to do that and find out, what, I am more than this wheelchair. I can accomplish things that other people can do. Mm-hmm. That in turn with his group now, he has posted his things online, his workouts and his contests and things like that. I think he's got well over 100 followers now in his world of Facebook with his disease that are now working out in gyms.
Cool.
So, like I say, the ripple effect has just been, God is great because God just took people that, are pretty mundane people and just affected
does Colton
many.
do mainly upper body, upper body lifts?
Well, so we train over at Jersey Fit. We have adapted things that he can work out with some of the machines in there. I can take him out of his chair. We can strap him to some of the machines so he doesn't have to worry about his balance. Upper body things he can do, pressing movements. We jury rig some wrist straps with some things that he got and some dog leashes, and we hook him to a rowing chain, and he does rows for his back and his biceps. And he wanted to work legs, which I wasn't really sure how I was going to figure that one out.
Yeah.
But we took him in, left him in his chair, and took some of the logging chains that some of these power lifters use and just wrapped them around his ankles.
Yeah.
And now he's doing leg extensions with logging chains as his resistance for doing that.
Wow.
And then he trains at home with bands and kettlebells and, things that he can hang on to. So he trains constantly.
He does.
He does.
Wow. That is great.
Yeah.
And competing, and do you guys ever compete together?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I took him out to Tulsa both times. So we competed both out there in the same show. Jim Fry from Jerseyville came out.
Okay.
He competed there also. He did great. We've.
Yeah. Any tips for old or young that think, you know what, maybe I ought to get into lifting? Okay. Just what you think about it?
I think you can start at any age. Our group has 80-year-old competitors in it. I have had large number of injuries playing softball. Hamstrings I tore off, rotator cuffs I tore off. None of them could be fixed. They had to cut bicep tendons off so that I could use my arm. So I have a half a bicep on each arm. And training and talking about it, and Karen convinced me to go ahead and give it another try, give it a run, see what happens. So I tore all that stuff off years ago. Went back into the gym, and so even with all the things that I've got going on, I won the amateur world title 2 years ago, and last year I became the number 3 pro in my age group in the world last year.
Wow.
So
Congratulations.
there's workarounds, you figure things out. Movement is the medicine, right? I mean, moving joints do far better than stationary joints. So no matter what age you are, you can absolutely do this. You can do it at your own pace. You can do it at your own level of comfort. My biggest tip, if I were a young lifter, consistency is the key.
Okay.
Absolutely, consistency is the key, no matter what it is you do, because all of us work out in different ways. We all monitor our calories in different ways, but we all wind up in the same spot because of the consistency of our efforts.
Just do it.
Just do it. And my other tip would be leave your cell phone in your car.
Okay.
Because if you're doing a set and then scrolling across your cell phone for 5 minutes, you are not accomplishing much in your lifting.
Yes.
That would be back in the 80s, there was no such thing as cell phones.
Right.
We went into the gym, we trained, we got out. Now there's lots of heads down and finger swiping.
Yeah.
That I would leave those cell phones in the car.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, Jim, it's been very educational. We've ran out of time, but thanks so much for coming in. And now, do you lift at the Wellness or not?
I lift at Planet Fitness, and I lift at Jersey Fit.
Okay, those two places.
Two places, yeah, because with my house in Grafton, I'm evenly split between those two areas, so I do Planet Fitness for my high rep days, I do Jersey Fit for the heavier days. It just works out really well.
Great.
So,
well, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming in.
Thank you very much.
Have a great day.
Thanks. Bye.